I know. Actually, my son Sam's on it, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole other story. How many of you went to Patton? Okay, so the KPJ fund is named after my oldest son. He passed away in 2001 in July from a brain tumor, and he was a third grader. He had just finished his third grade year at Patton. So, as some of you might know, one of the things that we did after his death, we started a fund to try and do a few things. One of the first things we did was we redid that backyard at Patton, and so the lighthouse and all that stuff is a little memorial to Kyle. So some of you Patton kids may have a little bit of background. So what we did after Kyle died was, my wife and I and the family, we started a fund to try and raise money for research into cancer, particularly brain tumors in kids. And the two other main things we did was we set aside money every year to give to Patton, to use to buy things that wouldn't necessarily be available otherwise. So some of the things we did, particularly in science and social studies, some of the material that was purchased was through donations that we were able to make. And the third thing, that major thing we did was we started setting aside money every year for a scholarship. So he would be graduating this year from Shrewsbury High. And so last night, through the help of people like yourselves, we awarded $20,000 in scholarships to 10 seniors last night, which was kind of a nice feeling. So far, we've raised about, well, this year we'll go over $350,000 since 2002. So not bad. And 8 Gold has been incredibly generous, and I want to thank the staff of 8 Gold. And even though some of that's changed a little bit, the commitment has really been something that's been pretty special to us. And so thank you for that. So you guys have been a big part of kind of helping us from year to year raise money for those different causes. I want to talk a little bit about what you guys did, and whether you participated in the walk or not, as a team, you decided to do that. So you should be especially proud of yourselves, because you're at a point, and I want to say that I teach 8th graders, I'm a teacher too, so I look at similar faces all day. You're at a point in your lives where it's all about you, and you're wired for it to be all about you, and that's okay, and we know it, everybody knows it. But think about what you did. How many of you walked? Okay, so think about the fact that you took the time to raise money one way or another, and you took a day and you went and you walked 20 miles. Okay. Well, there's no tangible reward. No one handed you a check when you get done. No one said, here's a nice job, here's a medal. Okay. You did something for the benefit of others. Okay, that's something that's pretty important. It's something that really is often overlooked. And so, congratulate yourselves. And those of you who didn't walk, couldn't walk, that's okay. But congratulate those that did, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. But just remember that as you go through life, there's always the opportunity to do something to benefit somebody else. And it might be raising money for them, it might be walking for hunger, it might be for cancer research. It might be that you know an old person's lawn that lives next to you. There's all kinds of simple ways you can do things that leave an impact on people around you. And, you know, Oak found out this year, like bad things, unexplainable things happen. It's not supposed to happen, but it does. And hopefully you haven't dealt with too much of that in your lives. But know this, and I hope nothing bad ever happens to any of you, but the reality is bad things will happen to you and the people you love, to people you know. And that it's never fun, it's never easy, but you can get through it and you can get by. And if something bad doesn't happen to you, but it happens to somebody you know, the biggest thing you can do is be there to support them, do something for them. And it may not even be something they even know you're doing, but some way, somehow help them, support them, talk to them, whatever it is they need. And it'll happen as adults. Hopefully it doesn't happen much as kids. But always take the opportunity to try and do something that will benefit somebody else. And there'll be plenty of times in your life where you'll get rewarded, you'll get tangible rewards for things you do, you'll get paid, you'll get promoted, whatever that is. And that's all well and good. Okay, but ultimately, whatever you become, whatever you do in your life, everybody has the opportunity to be a good person. And to me, that's the thing that, and even as a teacher, the most important thing for anybody, I don't really care what any of my students become. As long as they're happy about it. If you see someone walking down the street, you should want to be the person that says, oh, there's so-and-so. What a good guy, or what a good girl. Or, they're a nice family. But if you make that a goal, all this other stuff will be easy. Okay? And I would assume, how was the weather today at Oahu? Yeah, somehow like today. Right? This is totally kind of playing because he knows I hate heat. So yeah, it was about 120 last night at the high school. It's just divine intervention, I guess. Did it seem that bad? Did it seem like you walked 20 miles? No. Right? Oh, mixed bag there. So you weren't what though? You were with other people, so you weren't by yourself. Okay. So, right, that whole like, okay, there's I don't know 35 or whatever it was. Strength in numbers thing. Okay. One person doesn't have to raise $1 million for something. If a lot of people raise a little bit of money, sometimes a lot of good things can happen. So, we want to thank, I think this year we are approaching like $5,000 over the course of time. Yeah. So, that's a pretty significant amount. Okay, so, and whatever it is, whenever it is, just know that my family appreciates it. The kids at Patton will appreciate it. The kids that get the scholarship will appreciate it. And hopefully, someday the kids who benefit from the research that this is helping to fund will appreciate it. So, thank you guys. Enjoy your last 2 weeks of 8th grade. And let's hope this is the last 90 you get that. I have something in the teachers can hand them out to you. Just a little something for the people who walked. Just a little thank you for us. So, and they could take care of that tomorrow when it was good. But we really do appreciate it. So thank you very much. And now the official ceremony. Do we have to post for the picture thing?
On behalf of a gold, we present this donation to the foundation. And we've donated about $900.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Got it.
So that's a new record, I think.
It's pretty close.
So,
Wait, how long?
thank you guys very much.